As someone who used to hate herself and was always self-conscious every time she left the house because I felt like people were always laughing at me, this is how I finally learned how to be comfortable in my own skin and build self-confidence. The very first step I took was to decide to determine where the wound was coming from. After doing some deep reflection, I realized it was coming from my teenage years. I was bullied a lot in secondary school because I was a late bloomer. No, I wasn't even a late bloomer. I was just the youngest in a class full of grown women. I got into secondary school at an early age. I was the youngest in my class. I was 9 years old in a class filled with 13 and 14-year-olds. And these women had already hit puberty. Meanwhile, I wasn't even 11 yet. And I found myself constantly comparing myself to them because they always made me feel less than. These girls were bigger, they were, curvier, and I was just flat-chested. And someone called me a frying pan one time. I can't even explain to you what that did to my self-esteem, but I know that when I became 16 and 17 and 18, even though I had hit puberty and had also started developing, I didn't feel great in my own skin because I genuinely believed that I wasn't good enough. I still found myself comparing myself to other women who were curvier, taller, and it doesn't help matters that music videos are so centered on sexualizing women's bodies. So anyways, after realizing the root of the problem, the next step I took was to get to know myself. The thing is, women who are so focused on their bodies are trying to run away from something. They're trying to fill a void, and that void can not be filled by anything else. That void is the feeling of worthlessness. Now, this may not apply to every woman, but I decided that if I was going to build my self-worth, I had to actually get to know myself. What makes me worth knowing? I had to do that because no one else was going to do it for me. If you do not know who you are, you do not know how you're going to relate to the world and tell the world that this is who you are. So they give you a definition, they give you a label. And you go with it because you don't actually know who you are. But when you know who you are, you know what you stand for. When people try to define you, you resist their definition because you know your worth. So that was what I did. I went on a self-discovery journey, and the last one I did was I started dressing for my body type. I have an inverted triangle body type. I have wide shoulders, and at a very young age I knew that I looked great in blazers and suits and corporate wears. So that was what I started leaning into, and I also look good in trousers and not skirts. So I started dressing for my body type, and each time I looked in the mirror, I just realized, no, I'm not actually ugly. I have just been dressing for the wrong body type this whole time. So yeah, that is exactly what I did to start feeling comfortable in my own skin. If you like this video, follow me for more. Bye.